Hello students, we have already completed Unit 6 under the heading Reproduction. Unit 7 under the heading Genetics. Actually it is Genetics and Evolution, but Evolution is deleted for the board exam. So this evolution part I will be covering for the NEET part. So from today onwards, let us begin with the new unit. It is Unit 8. Name of the unit is Biology in Human Welfare. Means we are taking help of entire living world for the human welfare. It is exclusively human based and the application of organisms towards the welfare of all the human society we are dealing with. This unit comprises 3 topics: human health and disease, strategies for enhancement in food production, and microbes in human welfare. Out of 3 topics, 1 topic is deleted for annual exam, and it is strategies for enhancement in food production. So initially we are covering 2 topics under Unit 8 under the heading Biology in Human Welfare. So I will begin today with human health and disease, and then I will be covering microbes in human welfare. This unit is expected for 22 to 23 marks out of 70 as per the previous blueprint. It may increase or it may decrease the weightage. Before I start human health and disease, let me discuss the synopsis what we are covering in this topic. First, the topic begins with the introduction to health. Now there are 2 types of health: good health, bad health. What exactly good health, how to maintain that, and what are the factors affecting good health so that health will be upset, and that we call bad health. Due to bad health, there are some disorders, there are some infections, there are some malfunctioning of the organs, there are some degenerative disorders. Everything we are covering under the heading diseases. Under diseases, the topic comprises communicable, the diseases which are transferred directly or indirectly from infected person to normal person, which are may be contagious or may be directly carried by mechanical vectors. We are covering total 8 communicable diseases, which we categorize into 5 groups. The diseases caused by virus, caused by bacteria, caused by worms, caused by fungus, and caused by protozoans. While dealing with this, we are discussing the mode of transmission, causative organism, the symptoms, and the preventive measures. And in some diseases, we are learning diagnosis aspect. After learning communicable diseases, the most interesting part of the topic is immunity. It is nothing but a body defense. In body defense, we are covering immunity which we have right from the birth. It is innate, showing general effect on invading pathogens or invading antigens. And according to the antigen entering the body, antigen is unknown particle which triggers our immune system to generate the defense. So according to the antigen entering in a human body, the immune system, a special system which will show its defensive role to kill them or to destroy them. This we call specific or acquired immunity. It varies from person to person. In this we are learning the detailed account of our immune system, the role of B lymphocytes, T lymphocytes, the structure of antibody and its function to destroy the invaded pathogens or antigens. After learning immunity, we will begin with the 2 more disorders. These are called diseases which are absolutely taking revenge on human society. One is cancer, which is considered as a silent death, and The next is AIDS, which is caused by the virus. But due to entry of this virus, and if immune system collapses, then person will suffer from multiple infections, and that leads to AIDS. It is deficiency of acquired immunity, showing multiple syndromes or malfunctioning of the organs. After learning cancer and AIDS, will move to the drug abuse. The big question mark when we discuss about the drug abuse. The drugs is a word specified for the medicines which are usually accepted or taken by the human society to get rid from infections or to boost the immune system. But without any reason, when we start taking drugs more than the limit, then we call it as abuse. In this drug abuse, we are discussing different drugs extracted from the plants, their receptors in human body, how they will affect the central nervous system as a stimulant, depressants, or creating hallucinogens. And after dealing with the drug abuse, we are discussing about alcoholism, tobacco consumption, and all these problems are now increasing in adolescents. So why the adolescents are affected by these drugs, alcohol or the tobacco, and what the preventive measures we can adopt, what government of India is doing, these all components we are discussing in the last part. Apart from this, we are covering short notes on allergies. We are covering short note on the immune power, which is actually to show defense against the pathogens entering the body, but sometimes they start destroying our own cells. Then it leads to autoimmunity. Thus, we are covering the topic human health and disease. As per World Health Organization, a physical, mental, social well-being of a person is defined as health. Physical in the sense, all the systems in the body are working properly, so that proper coordination, keeping the mental status calm and cool, having positive approach towards all the situations. This is not enough. If the society around us is creating the problems or the nuisance, though we have physical, mental health, but these issues will affect on our health. So, a broad definition about the health is the person should have proper physical, metabolism or anatomical aspects. Mental status of the person should be steady and stable, will have positive approach even in negative situation, and our social surrounding should be cooperative. Then only person can enjoy the life. But all these three factors are not stable at a time. The factors which keeps our health in a stable situation are our intake of the food that we call balanced diet, our lifestyle, our approach towards the life, and the third factor which will affect the human health is the causative agents which are present in the environment, and these are called pathogens, disease causing organisms. So three factors will affect our health. One is intake of our food, second our lifestyle, our approach towards the life. This also includes the addictions, and third is the pathogens. Then how to maintain the good health, or how to maintain a proper health, how to enjoy the life. There are very basic principles. Number one, having the personal hygiene and hygienic condition in the surrounding. You are quite mature now, no need to discuss about the hygienic factors at the personal level and in the surrounding level. Second is intake of balanced diet, which should contain all the biomolecules in a proper ratio so that metabolic rate is maintained. Number three, we need to take precautions by taking vaccines. These vaccines we are discussing in further topic after learning immunity. We have to consult the medical experts for the primitive symptoms so that diagnosis will be early and treatment given to that particular error will be faster. Apart from that, we can eliminate the vectors which will carry the pathogens to our food, or they will carry the pathogens to our body parts. So by doing these basic components, we can keep our health in a stable position. But still, the persons are suffering. These sufferings at the physical level, mental level, anatomical level, physiological level, genetic level, molecular level, all together we include under a word called as disease. Malfunctioning of the human body. It may be any reason. So diseases are broadly classified into two groups. The diseases which are found right from the birth are known as congenital diseases, and the diseases which develop during the lifespan, these are called acquired diseases. So remember, there are two groups in diseases. Congenital, the diseases are found right from the birth, and the diseases which develops, the reason whatever it may be, but develops during the lifespan, they are not found right from the birth. These are called acquired. Now what might be the reason for congenital diseases? Maybe the mutation, you know this word now, sudden changes in the nucleotide sequence of DNA which will develop the error in proteins, and these proteins unable to complete the metabolic reaction and cell has to suffer. Like this, when cells are suffering, tissue has to suffer, organ has to suffer, the whole system mechanism collapses and it creates an imbalance. So it may be a genetic level reason caused by mutation. Second, maybe deformity of the organs. During embryonic development, the organs may not develop. The reason, don't know. But this leads to a congenital disease. For example, having the septal holes in the heart region, septum separating atria, septum separating ventricles, okay, which will keep the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood away. If there is a septal hole in the interatrial or interventricular septum, the blood gets mixed. This is one example of congenital disease. Coming to acquired diseases, which are again broadly classified as non-communicable, the diseases which are not transferred from person to person, and communicable, the diseases which are transferred from infected person to healthy person, either directly or indirectly by the vectors. Coming to non-communicable diseases, we can group them as the diseases which are caused by malnutrition. If the balanced diet is not proper, the person will suffer. Second, the diseases which are caused by degenerative condition of the organs. Due to over exercise or overburden, the organs fail to perform that activity. This leads to degenerative diseases. Metabolic errors, change in temperature, pressure, osmoregulatory defects, which will also cause non-communicable diseases. Remedies may be there or may not be there, and it is very difficult to take the precautions for these diseases. But coming to the communicable diseases, if you know the cause of the disease, we can take a preventive measure, because most of the communicable diseases which are caused by the pathogens, these are disease-causing organisms. I already mentioned in the introductory parts, maybe virus, bacteria, protozoans, worms, and so on, even pollutants. These all are contaminating the air or water or even our food. So Contaminated food, air and water, when we take, it is a direct contact of the pathogen to our body. Or the insects are present in the environment, they will carry the pathogens to a healthy person. So the common vectors which will carry the pathogen to healthy person are mosquitoes, houseflies, and so on. So these communicable diseases which are grouped as directly transmitting, indirectly transmitted. Indirect transmission is by the vectors. This is the first part of the topic, human health and disease, where we discussed the definition quoted by WHO for the health. Second, the factors affecting health. Total 3 points you need to remember. Then, how to keep the health stable and good. You can discuss at least 5 factors. The question may expect from this. Followed by the diseases and the classification. You don't expect any question on this, but it is a knowledge about the diseases as congenital, acquired, inacquired, non-communicable, communicable, in non-communicable, malnutrition, degenerative disorders, metabolic errors, under communicable, which are directly transmitted or indirectly transmitted through vectors. With this, I will conclude the first session of human health and disease. Thank you very much.